Today is Team Week Tuesday for me. When you watch this, which will be tomorrow, it will be a Wednesday, but it's Team Week Tuesday for me, so it's time for me to go through my Round 22 NRL predictions. So, let's begin. Okay, so the first game is between the Eels and the Storm. The Eels coming off a really good win at Suncorp against the Broncos last week, where we saw players like Mitchell Moses and Zach Owens, mainly Moses, really prove that we missed him a lot. See, as soon as he came to the squad, we were just a much better team. We go against a Storm team who are always really good, and any game they could destroy a team by 50 points, it feels like. I think they could do it to any team in the league. And I think even Canberra or the Bulldogs or Penrith, I think the Storm can do that. They have the capability. But with injuries and stuff like that, there's a chance. There's a chance for the Eels to be able to win the game. I am going with the Storm though to win by less than 12. I think it'll be a really close one at CommBank, but I think the Eels will not be able to just get enough, because the Storm I think will just be too good, even with the injuries of some of their main player. Okay, so then we go into Friday, where the Warriors take on the Dolphins, and this is an easy one for me. The Dolphins. The Warriors are coming off a loss against the former last place team, the Titans. Arguably probably is the worst team in the league, and the Dolphins coming off a bye, so they'll be much more fresher, and the Dolphins here, they're fighting for a position in the 8, they might be a bit more motivated. The Warriors fighting for a position in the top 4, but I don't think they'll be able to get it because of the poor form that I'm expecting to see for this rest of the season, and that could end up being really costly for them. I'm going to the Dolphins by less than 12. And we go on to the final game Friday between the Broncos and the Rabbitohs. The Rabbitohs are in 17th place now, which means they are last on the table. And the Broncos are coming off a decent performance, but it wasn't the best against the Eels, where they lost 20-20. See, they have a lot to build from. I looked at the graph, and they were the only team in the NRL who could finish in first, or also could possibly finish in last place. Really, anything could happen with them. It's just based on how they perform. I do believe it'll be a good weekend for them, because the Souths are looking quite poor, so I'm going with the Broncos to win by more than 12. Okay, then we go into Saturday, where the Titans take on the Panthers. Panthers, more than 12, done. I'm sorry, the Titans beat the Warriors last week, but the Titans are still the Titans, and they're not going to be able to do anything. Okay, then we go on to the Saturday game at 5:30 between the Dragons and the Raiders. This one has the possibility to be really close for some reason. I think Holmes, Gutherson, and all these players who play for the Dragons will really help the team out. And we've seen Canberra have not been really good in their first halves of their last few games. Even though if you look at the score, you think, oh, they've had positive last few games, they're destroying every team. But in that first half, if a team like the Dragons can take the opportunity and score many tries, they could win the game. But I'm going with the Raiders here by less than 12. It's the safer option, but anything can happen. Okay, then we go on to the final Saturday game, which is between Manly and the Roosters. I'm going with Manly here to win this. I think, obviously, they're battling 9th vs 10th, Sydney vs Sydney. It's quite the rivalry as well. It'll be an epic game to watch. It'll be a really good one to watch, but I genuinely think Manly will win. I think after coming off a poor loss to the Bulldogs last week, they'll be motivated, to go up again. The Roosters have just not looked really good, to be honest. I don't see much from them for the rest of the season. So sorry, Roosters fans, Manly less than 12. Then we go on to the second final game now, which is the Sunday game between the Tigers and the Bulldogs at CommBank. I'm going with the Bulldogs here. I feel like every week I say, oh, the Tigers could upset the Tigers could. Sometimes I put the Tigers, but I'm not going to do that anymore. We've seen over the last couple of weeks that they're barely able to win, and when they did win, it was against the Titans team in the final minute, which is not something they're guided about. Now, the Bulldogs are just, it's a weird story for them. At the start of the season, they looked like they were going to be undefeatable, and they were like that for a lot of the season. Then that Galvin came in, and there was all problems. They weren't looking so good. They dropped from first. They win like 3rd at points. But now, Galvin is looking like a really great talent, and he's really fitting into that squad now, and they're looking really good. And I think that good form will continue for the rest of the season, going into finals as well. So I'm going with the Bulldogs by more than 12. Okay, then we go to the final game, which is between the Cowboys and the Sharks at the Sharks Park in Sydney. I'm going with the Sharks here to get the win. It's just an obvious choice. High up in the ladder, they're playing decent footy as well. And the Cowboys are that team who's like, oh, sometimes they can perform well. They normally perform well when they're up in Townsville, but they're not there. They're in Sydney versus the Sharks this time. So yeah, safer option, the Sharks. But I'm saying less than 12. Dearden, a bunch of those guys could really put an effort in. But less than 12 to the Sharks. But anyway, that's all. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one, and let's see if my predictions will be right. Wow, you didn't click off when I started doing the outro. That's impressive. To reward you, I want to give you a little hint of a project I'm working on currently with a friend. So we all know Tyler, the Creator, right? He released a new album called Don't Tap the Glass. Well, there's going to be an XFL remake, people, and I promise you I'm going to try and get it out as soon as possible. So, here's a little clip at the start. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoy.
Welcome. Number 1, get ready to run. No standing still. Number 2, never speak about the mission. Leave your baggage at home. Number 3, smash that glass.
Burn the place down, turn the 7 up, steal the fried chicken, with the chicken nuggets. You're on the tape, mate, get off now. Wipe your mouth while I get these crumbs off. Or you'll be a sick boy, that's nasty. Eat that chicken nut when we get to the backseat. Golden cold skin, I'm in a taxi. But I know you won't, but mate, you can't catch me.